Welcome to This Dude Bakes. Okay, first off, gonna put all your dry ingredients into the mixing bowl, your sugars, your flour, your baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Put it all into the mixing bowl and turn it on low speed and mix until well blended. In another mixing bowl, put all your liquids, your buttermilk, your eggs, your oil, and vanilla, and whisk those together. Next, while your mixer is on low speed, slowly pour your liquid mixture into the dry mixture. Once your liquids are incorporated, turn your mixer off and take a rubber spatula and scrape down all sides of the bowl and on the bottom to make sure there's no lumps. You turn your mixer back on low speed for about 2 minutes, and at this point you can take your 8 ounces of boiling water and your tablespoon of instant espresso powder, whisk them together and add them to the mix. Start your mixer on low speed and just slowly pour your instant coffee in. Don't go too fast or it'll splash all over the place. Once it's in, just get it incorporated for a minute and then turn your mixer off. Now you're ready to put your cake in your pan. So for this cake, I took an 8-inch square pan, sprayed the inside, and I took 2 strips of parchment paper, 8 inches each, and made sure I covered both sides of the pan with the parchment paper overlapping the pan. This is to help me lift the cake out of the pan later when I get ready to decorate it. Then take your batter, pour it into the pan, all of it. Lift the pan up and give it a tap on the counter to knock out any air bubbles, and then put it in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius for about 30 to 35 minutes, or until a toothpick comes out clean when you test it in the center. And you can see that indentation at the top of my cake. That's from me checking it too early and touching the cake, and it caused the center of the cake to fall. But it's going to be okay because I'm going to shave it off when I decorate it. For the buttercream, you want to put your egg whites in a mixing bowl and put your sugar in the same bowl and put that bowl over a pot with barely simmering water. And whisk it and heat it up until it gets to 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 74 degrees Celsius. You can check it with a thermometer if you like, and then take that off, turn your water on your stove off, put your mixing bowl on your mixer, and at this point, since we're making it coffee, I'm going to take 4 ounces of the boiling water, a tablespoon of the instant espresso, and mix that together. And I'm going to put the coffee flavor in the buttercream right now so we can cool it down with the egg whites and the sugar. Now be aware, this has to stay on the mixer for a long time to cool down. And when you add your butter in chunks, if you can add it while your butter is as cold as possible, it'll help cool your buttercream down. And you'll see as it goes in stages, you'll see how the buttercream changes and thickens up. And then towards the very end, add your vanilla flavor. And this is how thick and creamy your buttercream should be. You can see that. And I wanted more color in this buttercream, so I added my liquid brown color and blended it in. I had to do it in a couple of stages. You can see the final result there on the color. So now it's time to decorate, and the first thing I want to do is shave off the top of this cake since it's not level yet, and make it as level as I possibly can to start with. So what I do next is I take a top third of the cake and cut into that. I want to cut the cake into thirds. Set that aside. And cut the next layer. And if it helps you to keep your hands safe and make a more even cut, you can turn the cake like I did here as you go. And with each layer, I put simple syrup on each layer to help keep the cake moist. And I have a video on how to make the simple syrup as well. So put the simple syrup on, then take the coffee buttercream Put that on, and I'm using an angled spatula, and just spread it out as evenly as possible, and then go to the next layer. Put the simple syrup on that layer as well, and then the same thing. You're going to put the coffee buttercream over that and make it as even as you possibly can. And then put the top layer on. Take your paper off. Put simple syrup on that layer as well. Brush it on. That helps you get it on evenly. And put more coffee buttercream on the top layer. Spread it out as evenly as you possibly can. And you can see in the background there I have some hot water with a knife. I dip my knife in the hot water first, wipe it off with a towel real quick, and then cut the sides of the cake, all four sides. And trust me, the scraps did not go to waste. And I have a big cake lifter that I use to lift the cake up and put it on my cake board. And to straighten it up a little bit, I had to take my knife and turn the cake and kind of push it in a little bit. You can see on this side right here, it's a little uneven, so it's lower. So I want to take my bag, my decorating bag that I filled with the icing, and make the rosettes on that side a little bit bigger than I will for the rest of the cake, to give the illusion of evening it out when you finally look at the final product. And in each rosette, I've got a instant espresso chocolate covered coffee bean that I put in the center. And now I'm going to go ahead and put the remaining rosettes on the rest of the cake. And the espresso beans, chocolate covered espresso beans. And that's it.